Welcome to Mad Mom Strong. Today we have a core and glute workout. We're going to need a Pilates ball, a light loop band, a yoga block or somewhere to raise your foot up. And then we're also going to need a Theraband. I've tied a loop in it for my foot at the bottom. So get that set and then press play and we'll get started. So we're going to start off with a little bit of breathing, a little bit of expansion in our back here. So place the ball in your belly and we're going to lay over it here. So we're forcing the air when we breathe in to go into our back. We're stretching from the inside. So take some breaths in here. And direct that breath down into your low back, into your sacrum and pelvic floor area. On your exhale, just relax. You might feel a gentle recoil, but we're not thinking about lifting pelvic floor here. We're just inhaling and expanding. Exhale, relax. We're stretching from the inside out. Couple more breaths here. Our low back can be quite tight, and it can be trying to create stability as we are still gaining strength in our core. So really focus on expanding through there. And if you're someone with that, like a big tilt in your pelvis and lots of tension in your back, this can kind of help counter that. So let's inhale, expand. Big inhale through the nose, exhale out through the mouth, relax. One more breath here. Good. So we're going to come up onto all fours now, hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. We're going to do some bear crawling, so I'm going to bring myself back. I'm going to curl my toes under. I'm going to inhale, expand into my back, belly, ribs. Exhale, lift pelvic floor, engage core, and lift my knees off the ground. I'm going to keep that tension in my core, breathing into my ribs. I'm going to walk my left hand and right knee forward, so opposite. We're staying close to the ground. Not a big wobble in my hips. Forward and back. If you have a longer hallway, you can go longer forward. We'll maybe go for 2 passes. If you need to reset, you lose it in your core there, by all means, reset. So we're watching that we're not holding our breath, that we're breathing and holding tension in that deep core. Lots of stability through our arms here into our shoulders. So now we're going to go into hip gliders. So we're going to take our band, we're going to place it around our knees. And then you guys have done these before. They're simple, but super effective. So lying on your side, we're going to bring our legs up parallel to each other, and we're going to reach forward on the inhale and exhale, zip up, engage. Inhale, come forward, exhale, gliding back, getting that length there. Then feel some rotation in this bottom hip. So we're in for the 10, this is 4. But again, if you hit that neural edge, take a break. 4 more. Last 2. And 1. Let's roll over onto the other side. I'll give you guys a different angle. So my hips are stacked. I'm 90 degrees at my hips and my knees, and my foot is elevated so it's parallel to the ground. A little bit of tension on the band. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, pull it back. Going for about 10. Might feel a little bit more fatigued on this side because in that bottom glute is doing work despite not really feeling too much. So if you're like, oh wow, this side's fatigued already, it's kind of normal. In the second set, we're going to start with the other side. We're going to start with this side. Let's do 4 more. Connecting to your pelvic floor and core. Last 2. Keeping that rib cage steady, gliding through the hips. Nice. Exhale, press yourself up, and then just rearrange yourself so you're on your back. We're going to place our hip or heel on the block. You can keep the band around your knees there. And we're going to bring one knee in towards our chest here. That's going to be easier. If you leave your leg extended out, it's going to be a bit harder. So we're going to think about pushing through our heel, getting the glutes on before we take off the floor. We're going to go for about 10 reps here. Inhale to expand. Exhale, zip it up. Lifting up. Come down halfway or just before the floor and then all the way up. So we're going to do 3/4 and up and all the way down. Inhale, expand. Exhale, lift and engage. Full hip extension. 3/4 and down. If you want to make it harder, lengthen the lever, add a bit more load. Remember, we're lifting up through our glute. We're not arching through our back. So if you need to add that little bit of posterior pelvic tilt there, tilting it back to keep that, then that's fine. Opening up the hip, halfway or 3/4. Good, starting to really feel this. Let's do 2 more. Good. Switching sides, getting that block under the other foot. Leg up. Inhale to expand and relax. Exhale, lift and engage. Extend the hip up. Inhale with tension in the core, 3/4 of the way down. Exhale, up higher, all the way back down. Nice. Crushing it. Want to make it harder. You can extend that leg out. Let's do 1 more. Nice work. I'm going to go back to the bear crawls so you can lose the band. Let's go forward to the end of your mat and back. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Exhale, lift and engage. Pressure through those palms, lifting yourself up, hovering off the ground. Breathe into those lats. Keeping those hips as steady as possible. Smaller steps if needed. Slow is fast. More time under tension, you're going to build more strength. So don't rush these. Nice work. Loop back around your knees, and we're going to go into those glides again. So starting with the side that you ended on. So I'm going to start lying on my right, since that's how I finished last time. Here we go. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, zip it up, glide back. These really will help you with your lunges, your squats, all the hinges. Getting that length so that you can get strength. You're going to move through the full range. Working on internal rotation at that hip. Last one. Awesome. We're going to flip over to the other side. 10 reps on this side. Here we go. Getting that 90-90, sink that bum down. So now the second side, I'm feeling it more on this side. The bottom leg is indeed doing work as it's lying on the ground. Inhale, zip it up, connect. Reaching that hip. One more. Feel the burn. Going into those single leg hip lifts. So placing the block underneath your heel. So I'm going to start with my left leg since that's what I finished with last time. And I'm going to bring the other knee up. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Zip it up, extend 3/4 of the way down, back up. Good, we're gonna aim for about 8 of these. That's it. Inhale, exhale, zip, engage, press through the heel, extend the hip, come 3/4 down, exhale again, come on up, and all the way down. That's 3. And you don't have to have this band here, so if it's sliding up your legs like it is on mine, you can take it off. Let's do 2 more. Lifting through the glute, not through the back. You can feel your glute, place your hand on your glute there. Switch sides, 8 or so on the other side. Here we go. Remember, if you want to make it more challenging, you can get those other thighs parallel. 2. Three. If it gets to be too much with these kind of doubles here with the 3/4, just do 1 at a time. That's fine too. You do you. You meet yourself where you're at. We got 2 or 3 more. Here we go. So no arching in the back, no flaring in the ribs. 1 more. Whew. Bring your knees into your chest, rock yourself side to side, and we're going to move on to the next set here. So we're going to get into a side plank with a clam. So grab your loop band. And we're also going to do a dead bug with some heel taps. So let's start off with our side plank clam. So you can do this without, actually I'll do the first round without any resistance, and then we can add the resistance on the second. So we're going to go down onto our elbows. We're going to get into our side plank where we're doing that bridge kind of movement where we're driving our hips forward. So I'm going to start with my hand over my head. I'm going to exhale, inhale here, and then exhale, zip up. And I'm going to open up into a clam using my glutes here. Inhale, set them back down. Exhale, open up. So if that's very, very easy, you can add the band now if you'd like, press pause, or wait for the second round. We're going for 10, 6 more. Feel that connection. Driving the hips forward, opening up. 3, 2, and 1. Over onto the other side. On our elbow, ankles, bum, elbows in line. We're going to start with nice reach and inhale, expansion through the ribs. And then exhale, lift and engage, opening up. That's it. Nice and strong and stable through that shoulder. And if you have the band around your knees, don't feel that you have to open so wide. Open against that resistance there, but you might not be able to open as wide. And we don't want to arch our back to get more rotation at the hips. So keep that core zipped up. 1 more. Good. Rolling over onto your back. We're going to go into a dead bug. So we're going to get both feet up off the ground. So let's just exhale, engage. Bring both feet up here. And we're gonna do a cross-body connection. We're gonna press our palm into this knee. As we exhale, bring that other leg to the ground. Inhale, and then exhale. You can experiment with a longer lever. So see how my heel's dropping further out, and then eventually all the way straight out. So I'm pushing my knee into my hand and my hand into my knee, getting that cross-body connection, pulling our tissues, our core towards our midline. No coning, no doming. Feel the flatness between your hip bones there. And then you can take a little break, and we're gonna go do about 8 or 10 on the other side. Again, if you start to arch, you start to dome, you start to press out, you start to hold your breath, back it up, shorten the lever, take a break, or take a break. Other side, we're gonna exhale, start with the lever nice and short. You can experiment with going longer. As long as you can maintain, you're not gripping in your jaw, you're not gripping in your neck. You can always back off and shorten the lever if you need to. This is a big deal. This is a big progression. You should be ready for it, but challenge yourself, but don't hold your breath. Let's do 2 more. Creating that tension, keep that tension there. Awesome. Back into your side plank clams. We're gonna place the band around our knees. We're gonna aim for 8 here with the bands. If it's only 5, 6, whatever, that's okay. You'll get more the more you do it. So heel, bum, knees. We're gonna start with the reach overhead. We're gonna inhale here. Expand, exhale, lift and engage. And then open up. Get all that air out. Don't rush it. Try and pause up there. One more. Awesome. Come on over to the other side. We're gonna do 8 over here, so lining yourself up. Push through that elbow. Get lots of stability in that shoulder, ankle, bum, elbow. Reach to begin. Inhale, expand. Exhale, engage, zip it up, and lift. So we're driving those hips forward, adding a little lift with that upper leg. 3, 4. Awesome work. And last one. Good. So we're gonna go into our quadruped. So we're gonna grab our Theraband with our hole and our loop there, and we're gonna place it on our one foot and then hold it in the opposite hand. So with our quadruped, hands under our shoulders, knees under our hips. So I'm going to be in a fist since I'm holding this one here. You can be in fist on both or in your palm, whatever works. We're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift pelvic floor, engage core, and we're going to extend arm and leg out. So we're getting nice cross-body connection here with the band. We're getting some resistance against the glute, and we're also working our lower trap in this right arm. So you can reset in between if you need to, or you can keep the knee off the ground, tension in the core as you bring your arm in. Keeping a nice neutral spine, don't let yourself arch. Keep that good connection with the core, float the arm up. And again, if this is too much, lose the band. You do you. Some exercises might progress faster than others, and that's okay. One more. Awesome. Switch sides, and you might just need a lighter band if it's too much, or you might need a heavier band. One side might be stronger than the other. Start with your weaker side for the second set. Inhale, expand. Exhale, lift and engage, and extend. Pressing nice and firmly up through that palm. Don't let those hips rock side to side. Two more. Last one. Nice work. Roll those shoulders down and back. Okay, we're gonna go for another set. So I'm gonna switch it to the other side. And let's aim for 8 here. Ready, here we go. Kind of think about having your thumb up. And you can fully reset and inhale. Exhale, lift and engage, or keep the tension. Breathe into those lats. Exhale, extend again. You do you. Meet yourself where you're at. Remember, slow is fast. Whoops. Let's finish off the last 2 here. Hold on a little tighter than I was. And last one. Nice work. Other side. 8 on the other side. Hold on to that band tight. Here we go. Exhale, extend. Two more. Pressing up through that palm. Keeping hips level. Amazing. Awesome. All right, can roll out those wrists, do what you need, and I'll see you next time. Good work.